Originally, this was going to be an Annapurna film, but Annapurna is imploding. So instead, Megan Ellison's company. So instead it wound up at Lionsgate. And we've been wondering whether or not Lionsgate has the juice to really run a successful awards campaign for this film. And what's, I think, a moderately competitive year. I think there's wiggle room here for studios to make a move. And of course, Lionsgate is responsible for La La Land, which did pretty good when it came to awards season and the box office. Bombshell, though, is a tough sell. I think it strikes a lot of really sensitive nerves across all different spectrums. But I have to say, the past few days for this movie have been fire in terms of advertising it. I'm very impressed. They had like a little industry gathering in Los Angeles where they invited a lot of press to sit down and talk about the movie. And then, of course, today, the main cast, and what a team. If you're going to have a group of women make an uncomfortable movie, these are the women who can see it through, right? They're a very likable group. And then they were on Ellen today, all three of them. Ellen showed the movie to the entire audience. They got to see it, and they were excited, but they seemed enthusiastic, which is good. And I think the talking points so far are very strong for the film. I think this is definitely something where they're going to have to hold people's hand to get them into the theater and to vote for it. Particularly because you just had the loudest voiceover on Showtime, which I stopped watching because they were making a lot of the stuff up, it seems. And I don't like to hear, true stories that are not at all true. This one, though, one thing that Ellen asked was whether or not Megyn Kelly was involved at all. And they sidestepped the question a little bit. Charlize Theron said, a lot of the people who advised on this movie didn't want to publicly do so, which I think we can all understand. But with Megyn Kelly, I think it would behoove her, if she ever wants to work in Hollywood again, to support this film. Particularly because Charlize Theron seems to be doing such a fantastic job portraying her. I know that it's a little prickly, and it might not be the Megyn Kelly that Megyn Kelly wants to see, but I think it's a pretty darn good Megyn Kelly. Well, let's see the trailer. And I think Megyn Kelly has to realize that she's done some, prickly things and should be thankful that she has this amazing opportunity to maybe come back after really, self-sabotaging herself considerably. And, Megyn Kelly's pretty horrible. Okay, let's be all honest about that. But Charlize Theron is very likable. So this is certainly an opportunity for Kelly. All right, let's take a look at this thing. Good music choice.
You have to adopt the mentality of an Irish street cop. The world is a bad place. People are lazy morons. Minorities are criminals. Sex is sick but interesting. Ask yourself what would scare my grandmother or piss off my grandfather. And that's a Fox story.
Oh, it makes so much sense.
Women are everywhere. We're letting them play golf and tennis now.
HR's on the phone because you called me a skirt.
Yeah, I gotta read that manual again.
The attitude off camera was even worse. You're a man-hater. Learn to get along with the boys. You're sexy, but you're too much work. I have a whole list.
Will other women come forward?
You may have heard there was a dust-up involving yours truly and presidential contender Donald Trump.
There was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever.
Oh my God, did he just accuse me of anger menstruating?
Wait, am I gonna be the story?
No.
I'm gonna be the story.
No.
Nobody stops watching because of a conflict.
It's John
They stop
Lithgow.
watching when there isn't one.
I
This is
want to
such good
convince
music
you that
choice.
I belong on air, Mr. Ailes. I think I'd be freaking phenomenal on your network.
I could pluck you out and move you to the front of the line. But I need to know that you're loyal. I need you to find a way to prove it.
I'm the bad guy.
You know why Roger's got that door blocking his office.
This is an amazing cast.
Someone has to speak up. Someone has to get mad.
Fox News star Gretchen Carlson dropped a major
Now I feel guilty dancing.
What is she doing?
This could kill Fox News.
We need everyone on Team Roger.
Get it on. Put it on.
These are the end times.
You do understand I have to be above this, right?
You know the entire country is talking about your period right now.
So you're a tough guy, like it really rough guy. Just can't get enough guy, just always so puff.
Sweetheart,
This is an island of safety and truth.
There's a man!
Ready to go to war?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. This is going to be tough. I'm curious, how many of you are excited for the movie? And not just because of who's in it, for what it's about. That's what's important. I mean, I think they definitely have the big guns here in terms of audience, you know, who you'd be willing to pay to see it, to go to the movies. But, you know, for instance, where that woman's like, I'm ready to go to war, and you see like the level of jewelry she's wearing, you know, Gretchen Carlson, you're like, how much is real? I mean, I guess her entire career and everything she's built, sure, but, and it is horrible. I hope they emphasize those elements, you know, like how powerless it would be, and that, you know, she would have nothing, and everything that she built. It's really hard. I mean, this is why it's taken so long for the Me Too movement to come about, because there's so many, you know, sensitive nerves and mixed emotions and crossed wires and gray zones. It's just very, and also then there's always everyone, you know, Ellen said women should see this movie and realize that they should get out of the room if this starts to happen. And these women didn't get out of the room. And so that's a tough conversation as well. But if you get out of the room, that means you can't have a career. I mean, that seems unfair too, right? I mean, it's very, I wonder if a movie could unpack the conversation. Even as a woman myself, you know, it's hard to, as you can see, talk about it and to enunciate, you know, my thoughts on, I mean, you know, just to get the right words. It's very, very hard. But I think every woman knows the feeling. And I'm sure some men have had a similar situation happen to them as well. Everyone knows what that feels like and how bad it is. But obviously no one as bad as these women did. But Fox also itself as an entity is so unsympathetic. I think that also causes problems. And there's also the same situation playing out with Harvey Weinstein and also with Matt Lauer. So, you know, what's unique about the Roger Ailes situation to make it, you know, because you're gonna have, it seems the Matt Lauer one may be explored on the morning show on Apple TV. As you can see, there's just a lot going on here. And I think this movie has quite the task ahead of it to make something that everybody can, I think, feel comfortable and good about. So what are your thoughts? Share them down below. Thank you for watching with me. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. And of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.